Hi, I'm Jacob Tricarico with the men's volleyball team, 5th year middle blocker. I am from Huntington Beach, California. I'm up here finishing my Bachelor of Arts degree with a major of English.
Jacob, Huntington Beach, California is a long way from Kamloops, British Columbia.
Yeah.
Why did you choose TRU?
In actuality, it was, when I was in my community college at Golden West College, it didn't seem like I didn't have a lot of prospects happening outside of that, like transferring to another university. And Pat Henley, the head coach of the men's volleyball team, called me up one late summer night and offered me this opportunity. And when I came up here, it kind of seemed like, wow, it's kind of far ways away. It snows up here. It's not constantly sunny. But when I went back home after my recruiting trip, I really sat there and thought about it, and it could be a really good potential opportunity for me to travel somewhere else that I've never been to before and play the sport that I love. So I think that was the big factor in coming up here.
How's it been? And was it a big culture shock coming to Kamloops?
At first, yeah, my first year was a bit of a culture shock, moving from a city where there's millions of people there, coming to a city of Kamloops where there's at most 80,000, possibly 90,000. So yeah, it was a bit of a culture shock. And oddly enough, I've actually adapted to all the seasons of the year. I actually enjoy the snow now and not so much, dreading going outside. But yeah, I think adapting to it from coming from a place like Huntington, like I said, where it's just constantly sunny and beach weather and surfer kind of thing, to a place where you get every season, it's kind of nice.
Were there any apprehensions about leaving the safe confines of what the area that you grew up in and all your friends and family?
Yeah, well, at first, I'd lived in Huntington Beach for 14 years of my life, and it was just something that I was used to. I knew what school was like. I knew what the summer was going to be like. I had all the same friends that I grew up with throughout the time I was there. And then coming up here, it was almost like a fresh start, a clean slate. At first, yes, it was hard. It was hard to deal with. But after a while, it was, with all the guys on the team and my coach and, other people I met outside of athletics, they kind of just, in a sense, supported me. And, I was homesick. But after I started hanging out with other people, making new friends, talking to different people in that sense, it got better over time.
In a way, is that what the whole university experience should be? Is to go out, and I know we have a travel abroad program here at TRU, to go to a different country to absorb what it's like there? Yeah,
I agree with that completely, because being American, as cliche as it sounds, we don't really know a lot about Canada. We're not really taught a lot about Canada. And for me to come up here and experience a different place, widen my perspective with culture, society, and everything like that. Even though Canada and America have continental ties, in some ways we are the same. It's just going and experiencing a different mindset of people. It's good for you. So I think, yes, that is I think it's good. For a person coming from another country to experience a different country than what they're used to, because I think in that sense you mature faster and mature in a better mindset than just staying where you're used to and what your safety limit is, I guess.
Let's talk about the volleyball program. And Pat Henley, the coach here, has you guys doing a lot of things from camps. I know you've worked with younger players in the community. You go out in the community doing different events like Razor Reader, that sort of thing. What's it like for you to be a part of that, and what does it mean to you personally?
Well, for me, I think it's important as a student athlete at the level that we play at, and in a small town like Kamloops, it's good to go out there and show the people of the city that we're just not the typical jock. It's good for me because when it comes to coaching little kids or going and doing Razor Reader or doing the Terry Fox run and stuff like that, I personally enjoy it because I eventually want to get into my elementary education, because I really enjoy mentoring children. I think children are the future, and I think if we can not so much brainwash them, but so much in a sense like steer them in the right direction, then we can have, their future can be better than, what's currently going on right now.
What are you going to remember most from this is your 5th year obviously, from your whole university experience here, especially here at TRU?
I think what I'm going to remember most is TRU as a whole, because I think there's a lot of diversity here from different walks of life, like going back to people coming from different countries. I think that was probably the most appealing thing to me when I came up here at first, is because there's so many different people and so many different backgrounds that when you talk to someone, you can you can get a sense from where they're coming from and their perspective and how they see the world and stuff like that. And I think that's really good, especially when you can talk to them and have a conversation. I think it's very refreshing and healthy. So I think that's one of the things that I'll remember. And two is being part of the WolfPack. It's kind of your family away from family kind of sense. They all support you. They all support you in things that you do and things that you want to do. And I think it's a really tight group of people here. And I think those are the two things that I will remember the most from here.
Any plans to stay in Canada after this, or go back to California?
Well, so far, as it stands right now, I'm kind of just playing it by ear. I want to finish out my Bachelor of Arts degree with a major in English, not this year, but next year, and then I'll come back and do my 2 years of elementary education. And so far, I've made connections with 2 different elementary schools up here. So the possibility is that I could potentially get a job up here in Canada. And if that happens, then I'm going to apply for my citizenship so I can get dual citizenship. But yeah, what it's looking like right now is I'll probably get a job, start my career up here in Canada, and might start a family up here.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What words would you have, Jacob, for a potential athlete that's looking at TRU, especially an international athlete?
I think that if the opportunity presents itself and the prospect to come here to this university, I would say take it as, take it seriously and really think about it, but in the same sense, go for it. Don't let your safety net, in a sense, where you grew up and what you know, stop you from experiencing something else in the world. Because I think when we were on our, going back to our team retreat we had last weekend with the men's volleyball team, we had to talk about a game changer in our life, something that happened for us that happened for the better. And I think for myself as an international student, coming up here to Canada was probably one of the best things, or best decisions I made in my whole life so far. It's just been a great experience. So I'd say for that prospect TRU athlete to really, really consider it and really think about it and take the advantage, so you can kind of be away from home and kind of live on your own and grow up as a young adult and as into a better human being.